Welcome students to the next lecture of English Language and Literature Code 184 CBSE Class 10. This is the last poem for the first term. The title of the poem is The Ball Poem, written by John Berryman. Let us start up with the name of the poet, John Berryman. John Berryman was an American poet and a scholar. He had a great suffering in his childhood. When he was 12 years old, his father committed suicide. In front of his window, he shot himself. This thought kept on haunting him throughout his life. And this poem is also referring to that incident a little bit. Now, let's come about the title of the poem, that is The Ball Poem. What do you understand by the word ball? I think everybody might have played with the ball. So, what is too important in the ball to make its title? The ball is not ball here. Ball means the possessions in life. So whatever you possess in life is ball, is represented by ball in this poem. Let's find out what does the poet want to say with the help of ball there. The poem is going to talk about a boy who loses a ball and he becomes very upset. A ball does not cost much. The parents, his loved ones can buy a new ball to him. Nor is it difficult to buy another ball because the cost of the ball is not too much. Why then is the boy so upset? You know that everybody would be attached to one or the other thing too much that losing it will make you cry. Might be it is a very small thing. Similarly, the boy is also very upset. He's almost crying at the loss of the ball that he had. Let us read the poem to see what the poet thinks has been lost. Is he really talking about ball here? And what the boy has to learn from the experience of losing something. So now this was the first loss that he had in his life. Now he's learning something, and what is that everybody has to learn one day? Let's find out with the poem. But before that, we would go for the vocabulary of the words. There are some of the words which are written there. Merrily. Merrily means showing happiness. If we wish Merry Christmas, we wish Happy Christmas. So merry means happy. Merrily is the adverb of that. Fine. Then shaking grief, the grief which is just shaking you. You are so sad that it is moving you from inside. That is affecting you too much. Ultimate means here the greatest one. Rigid means stiff, you're not able to move. Fine. Harbor is a place on the coast where ships are tied. You know that ships are too big, they cannot be brought on the shore every night to tie them. You know that. So ship, there is a place in the river, in the sea itself, where the ships are tied so that they may be safe and protected from the sea or something else too. Intrude means to interfere, to enter a situation where one is not welcome. When somebody does not want you to come there, you should not intrude on there. Intrude means to interfere somebody. A dime is equivalent to 10 cents. Fine, in dollar. Then desperate. Desperate means I don't have any hope left in me. So hopeless, that is desperate. Epistemology means knowledge, the theory of knowledge. You need to have epistemology of different things. You should have the knowledge of different things. So that is epistemology. That is the very important word in the poem. Let us start with the poem here. The poem says, what is the boy now who has lost his ball? The poet wants to say that what is the boy going to do now? Which boy he's talking about? The boy who has lost his ball. What is the boy now who has lost his ball means what is the boy going to do? The one who has lost his ball. Again, I would say that ball is the metaphor for the possessions in life. Ball is not the ball here. With the help of ball, the poet wants to tell us that we are very much attached to different people, different things that we possess. What is the boy now going to do who has lost his ball? What is he to do now? What will he do? The poet is repeating the word what in the second line two times, which calls for another poetic device called repetition. Repetition, just to exaggerate the effect. That poet is so confused. What? He's so concerned. What is the boy going to do now? The one who has lost the ball. Fine. So one, we have talked about metaphor. Ball is the metaphor for possessions. The next is repetition. I saw it go. I saw it go. It stands for what? It stands for the ball that belongs to the boy. And poet is saying that he had seen that ball going down. Where was the ball going? Merrily bouncing. The ball was happily bouncing on the floor and going down the street. The ball is merry, the ball is happy. So don't you feel that there is a poetic device called personification? Fine. So the third poetic device we have come across is personification. I saw it go. Poet is saying that I had seen it. That means ball going happily, bouncing on the floor. Down the street it was going, and then merrily and being more happy, there it is in the water. As you can make out when we're talking about the word harbor, okay, water, that means the poet has been playing near some water body, near sea. So the poet is saying that he had seen the boy's ball going down the street and finally going into the water, going into the sea. Fine, 4 lines are done. So first 2 lines are starting with what, and next 2 lines are starting with merrily. I think you know the poetic device used there. It's anaphora. Fine. Next, no use to say, oh, there are the balls. Poet is saying that it would be useless to tell the boy that why is he upset. He can buy the another ball. It would be useless to say. Why would it be useless? Because an ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy. There is a grief which is the ultimate one, biggest one right now, and that is shaking the boy. Fixed means attacked. The grief has attacked the boy, and he has been ultimately shaking with that grief. That means the boy has been so grieved about this incident of losing the ball that it would be useless to tell him that don't be upset, we would buy you a new ball. He is standing rigid, he is not moving from there. He is trembling, his body is trembling, he is shivering. And what is he doing? He is not moving from there, his body is only shaking. He is staring down. Staring means to look at one thing continuously. He just staring down from where his ball had disappeared. He is looking at that place from where his ball had disappeared. He is looking down at his young days into the harbor. Now the real reference come here. The poet is saying that the boy is looking down from where his ball disappeared. He wants to say that along with the ball, his young days have also been going into the harbor, going into the sea. Harbor, you know, the place where the ships are tied in the sea itself. So he is saying that along with the ball, the young days. But what happens for everything that we have in with us in our possession, we relate it with something. That this is the thing. Sometimes we take out the old teddy bears. Our mothers take out the old teddy bears. This was the teddy bear that you used to play with when you were a child. So we always related. This is my childhood. This is significant for my childhood, and this was the thing. This bag I always used to carry when I used to go to college or school. So we always associate something with the other thing, with our life. So he's saying that his young days, he did not only see the ball going into the water. He saw his young days going into the water, his childhood going into the harbor, where his ball went. Harbor is which harbor they are they talking about? The harbor where his ball went. I would not intrude on him. Intrude means interfere. The poet is saying that I'm not going to interfere. I'm not going to ask the boy not to do this, not to feel upset. I do not want to intrude on him. You'll come to know why the poet is saying so, that why does he not want to intrude? Intrude, I'm sorry. He's saying a dime, another ball is worthless. Another ball would be costing only 10 cents. But that ball is also worthless. Worthless means it does not have any importance. Why? Why? As I have already told you, the ball which was significant to the boy, which was as important to the boy, he cannot have the same assistance, he cannot have the same relation with a new ball. He's saying the new ball would cost only 10 cents and I can buy a new ball to him, but it would be worthless. It would hold no importance. Now he senses his first responsibility. He is realizing the first responsibility of his life. The boy has learned something today. He is realizing the first lesson of his life, the first responsibility, that he should be more responsible towards his things. The first thing. In a world of possession, everybody possess something. We always have lots of possession, and we should have that sense of responsibility with us. And he should also realize that people will take balls. People would take away your things, and there would be many things which would be lost. The boy is learning the first responsibility, that the people would snatch away your things from you. The people would snatch away the balls from you. Balls will be lost. Again, the word balls has been repeated. Balls, 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 just to show the positions, different position. And there would be many balls in your life that you would lose. Possessions. You would lose many things in your life. The boy is learning his first responsibility. I'm saying that the word balls has been repeated just to exaggerate the extent that many things will be lost. People will take away many things from you. Many things will be lost in your life. And he's saying, little boy, and no one buys a ball back. Nobody can buy the same possession that has been lost. Nobody can buy that same thing back. The thing which has been destroyed, the thing which has been lost. Money is external thing. Money can buy the similar thing, but money cannot buy the same feelings that I had with one thing. So unless I get the same thing back, I cannot have my same memories back. The money is external thing. Money cannot buy the same memories that I used to relate with the lost thing. He is learning. Who is he here? The boy. The boy is learning well behind his desperate eyes, though he has hopeless eyes. He can understand that he won't be able to find that same ball again. He is hopeless. But he is learning something behind those desperate eyes, behind those hopeless eyes. What is he learning? He is gaining the epistemology of loss. He is understanding the knowledge behind the loss. That once the thing is lost, it cannot be gained back. This is the nature of loss. The other nature is once the thing is lost, you would definitely be bearing loss. Sorry, you would be facing sorrow. You would feel sad. So the boy is learning behind his desperate eyes the knowledge of loss, the nature of loss. This is the nature of loss. But he has to learn what? How to stand up in front of the losses. Whatever the loss you may incur in your life, but you should understand how to stand up, how to bear it, how to come out with that sorrow. And he is knowing what every man must know one day. He is just learning today that every man has to learn one day. So this day to learn this thing, what? The epistemology of loss. This is the time for him to understand and learn that what is the epistemology of loss. So let him learn that. So the poet doesn't want to intrude in him. Fine. Knowing what every man has to learn one day. Every man must one day know. And most know many days. And there would be many days when you would be learning this nature, learning this thing. But what is the most important thing that you have to learn is how to stand up in front of that loss. This is the message of the poem. That the child is learning the epistemology of loss, but he should also learn how to stand up in front of that loss. Beta, you can reread the poem. You can ask your queries in the chat box. I would definitely reply to it. Okay. Now I'm moving to the poetic devices. See, beta, the most important phrases are there like this is money is external. This is many a times asked in the examination. The epistemology of law. This is also asked in the exam many a times. A dime, another ball is worthless. Why is it worthless? Okay. So these are the question which is asked and what is the message that how to stand up in front of the law. So these points are very important from the examination point of view and the poetic devices, though I have discussed many while explaining you the poem, but still we have to discuss all. The first one is anaphora. I told you the first two lines were starting with the same letter, what and what. Okay, and the next line, third and fourth line, both are starting with merrily, merrily. So this is anaphora when the same phrase or same words are used to start the lines. Then assonance. Assonance we have talked about a lot. A vowel sound that becomes prominent, like boy now who has lost. O sound. O vowel has become prominent here. Then learning well behind his desperate eyes. E vowel has become prominent there. So these two lines have assonance there. Repetition, I told you about the second line where what and what has been repeated and the ball word has been repeated. Next is alliteration, the sound buys a ball back, burr, burr, burr sound. Metaphor, I told you in the starting that ball stands for not only ball stands for all the possession of a person, of a human being. Personification, the ball was going merrily. I told you how the ball can be happy. So the ball has been given the quality of being merry, being happy. Therefore, the poet is personifying the ball. And beta, in referring to that, he also wants to say that it can be any human being also. It can be a person you are very close to that you are losing in your life, but you need to, okay, definitely you would be a loss there, you would be a sorrow there, but you have to come out with it. You need to learn how to stand up in front of it. Now it is the time for MCQ, multiple choice questions. Some I have selected, and you can also search for more. How does the child react at the loss? When he loses the ball, how does he react? He stands rigid, he trembles, he stares, or all of them. I think he did all, so it would be D option. According to the poet, what is the child learning? What is he learning through this incident of his life? To bear loss, to take care of things, to be responsible, to be careful. This is A part. He is learning how to bear loss. This is A part. Okay, beta, be careful. I think I marked it B. This is A. Okay. Okay, I'm erasing it now. Next one. Third question. Does the poet condole the boy? Condole means did he show the condolence? Did he console the boy? We cannot say that. Yes, he consoled him. No, he did not. Or all of them. No, he did not console him. So part C would be the correct answer. Okay. Next. Why does the poet decide not to condole the boy? Why did he not condole him? Because the poet is busy. He is indifferent. He does not. Indifferent means the person who does not have any good behavior. The one who is indifferent to the feeling of others. It will be of no use, or he is happy. This would be C part, because showing condolence to somebody when the boy has lost something, it would be of no use. You won't be able to condole him or console him. Next is question number 5. Name the literary device used in merrily bouncing down the street and then merrily over there, it in the water. I think you can understand it. Is it metaphor, simile, alliteration, or anaphora? It is anaphora, because both the lines are starting with merrily. Name the literary device used in and no one buys a ball back. Metaphor, simile, alliteration, anaphora. It would be C part, alliteration, because B sound is repeated there. Move on to the next one. Why is the money called external? I told you this is very important. We need to earn money through hard work, therefore it is external. We cannot replace the lost things with its help, therefore it is external. It is made from artificial way, therefore it is important, or external, or none of the above. So I think it is B part. Fine. Why does the poet say no use to say, oh, there are other balls? Why is he saying? Why did he say so? Because the boy wants the same ball that he has lost, because the boy does not want any ball, because the boy does not like to play with the ball, because no other ball are available. So it would be A part, because he wants the same ball that he has lost. So this is A part. I'm again taking it. That they have. Wait a minute. This is first part. A part is the correct one. Okay. Okay. Now I'm erasing. Ninth question. The boy understands that there is no importance of balls in life. There are losses in life. We should be attached to our things. One must learn to bear the losses in life. This is D part. The word ball signify toy possessed by children, small things in life, things that we possess in life, or sweet thoughts in our mind. It would be third part. Okay, I'm moving ahead. Next one. Last one. Money is external means money has no value at all. Money can give us only temporary happiness. Money comes from foreign countries. Money is very valuable. Bataiye, what would be the correct answer? Money has no value at all. Money can give us only temporary happiness. Money comes from foreign countries. Money is very valuable. It would be first A part or B part. Both goes. Money has no value at all. It would be B, because it can only give the temporary happiness. It cannot give. We cannot have the same things back. So if we are buying the new thing, that would be temporary only. That will also be lost. So it would be B part. Okay. So let us go with it. Now this is done. MCQs have also been discussed. The poem has also been done. The literary devices has also been done. So beta, please go ahead with the reading of the poem once again. If you face any query, you can ask in the box, in the chat box. Okay, on the comment box rather. Okay, the message of the poem is: gain and loss, getting and losing are the essentials in the cycle of life. This is the life only, gaining and losing. One should learn epistemology, or the knowledge and the nature of loss. You should know that what is loss and how to stand up in front of loss. Thank you, kids. Have a great day ahead.